AM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
More laughter.
More fun. So that's my family in the East Coast. It's always better at the West Coast, though.
May you continue to inspire everyone around the world, all the brethren around the world.
This is INCRadio Los Angeles.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all our viewers and listeners. This is INCRadio Los Angeles County, California. So I am Sister Joanna, main anchor from the local of Pasadena. And today it is October 25, Saturday, 9:05 a.m. And the weather here, it is 61 degrees with a high of 76 degrees and a low of 56. And of course, I'm not alone. I have here Brother Stefan. Good morning, po.
Good morning, Ate Jo, and good morning to everyone tuning in to INC Radio Los Angeles. I am Brother Stefan, coming to you from the local of Santa Clarita. Today's weather is 61 degrees currently here in Santa Clarita. The high for today will be 77 degrees. So definitely, for those that are just waking up, this is a good time to actually just enjoy the weather. It won't be. It's actually very cold in the morning. It's been getting cold lately, so definitely wear jackets and just enjoy the fresh air on a Saturday morning. So definitely it is a good day
Waking
today,
up,
especially
there's
weather-wise. All right, so with that being said, Ate Jo, what happened last week, Ate Jo? I don't remember.
So, of course, if anyone missed from last week's broadcast, you can still watch it from our YouTube channel. So, the last week's topic was about heartbeats to the rhythm of praise. So, we have our three guests from, we have Sister San Daenerys from the local congregation of Oxnard, Brother Alan J. Atienza from the local of Pasadena, and Sister Christine Andrade from the local congregation of Santa Clarita. So these three guests are those three among the all the choir members that gathered that has the gathering special gathering in Dallas, Texas. So they shared about their experiences and just about what happened to that special gathering in Dallas, Texas for the US choir. And it was very, very nice. Yes, and
Wow,
of course,
so
yeah.
wow, yeah. So I missed out on that, but definitely looked fun. From all those pictures.
Yes, and of course, we will be reading our most active local congregation and most active brethren in the live chat. So if we could show our, okay, there you go. So we have our most active local congregations. So let's start off with the third place is from the local congregation of Pasadena. Woo! And
Yay!
second place is from the local congregation of North Hollywood. And of
Yay!
course, our first place, we still have our second place from the
Second
local
place, second
congregation of
place.
Santa Clarita.
All right.
And our first place, it's 7 weeks in a row. So from the local congregation
Wow!
of Oxnard. Woohoo!
Yay!
And we will be announcing our most active brethren. So we have our third place is Sister Jackie Atienza from the local congregation of Pasadena.
Yay! Congratulations.
Our second place is Brother Alan Paul Baldonado from the local congregation of Santa Clarita.
All right.
And our first place is Sister Joy Corpus from the local congregation of Oxnard. So congratulations po, and thank you again for continuing to support our broadcast every single week. So, Brother Stefan, I'm so excited for today's broadcast. So,
Yeah, so before we go to our main topic for today, we have some upcoming activities that is happening actually at this very moment, starting at this very moment. So we have our blood drive that is happening, that is ongoing at the Los Angeles Chapel. This will be going on until 2 p.m. And then we have our worldwide evangelical mission tomorrow. That'll be happening at Belmont High at 5 p.m. And then the much anticipated first time ever in our district, our district Unity Games esports tournament that'll be happening on Sunday, November 2nd. So for those players that are practicing every day, every week, this is going to be very exciting. This is definitely the first time that we ever have it in our district. So just to kind of give you some snippets of it, the games that we'll be playing, or the games that the players will be playing, will be Valorant, Super Smash Bros, Mario Kart. So those are just some of the games that we'll be playing. So definitely this will be happening at the local of Oxnard. So for those that are kind of iffy about going, please support your players, because definitely you know this is one of many esports tournaments that we'll be having in our district. So definitely you do not want to miss this. All right. So with that being said, let's go on to our topic for today, which is giving back to just giving back to the community, acts of kindness, right? And so with that being said, so at the Joe, who's our special guest for today?
so of course, we have our special guest for today's topic, that hearts that carry the power of helping others. So let us introduce Sister Maricar Borja. Hello po, Sister Maricar. Can you introduce for yourself and where from? What local are you from?
Hello po, I'm Sister Maricar Borja. I'm from the local of North Hollywood. And of course, my sister is fellow host, Sister Marianne Borja.
Of course, yay! Thank you for being here, Sister Maricar. So I have your first question. So can you share us with a little about what you do in your occupation?
Of course. So currently, I work in a PACE program, which stands for Program for All Inclusive Care for the Elderly. My specific company is My Place Health, which is actually down the street from the LA Chapel. So I, even though I'm North Hollywood, I do travel all the way to LA to go to work. So I'm an activity assistant. I mainly work on activities, event planning for kind of the seniors in that specific community. So we service the kind of senior citizens in not only Filipino town, but a greater part of the LA County, whether it's clinical services or in my part, kind of the fun part, I would say, in terms of activities like planning events, making sure every older adult that we're serving is having kind of a sense of purpose, but also fun.
Wow, that looks, that sounds really fun, just to plan out all these activities, right? Because like I myself, like I really like planning activities, so definitely, it sounds really fun. So my question to you, Sister Mario Kart, is what inspired you to work in this field? What really kind of sparked that that inspiration?
Okay, I have to bring it all the way back to kind of my field of study. So I studied human development and aging and gerontology in school. So for an undergrad and grad. And I studied that mainly because I was raised by my great grandparents and my grandparents. Shout out to my mamang and papang in the locale Igorok. So they were the older adults in my life who influenced me. And for me, I always wanted to give back to the older adults in my community, whether it's the older adults in the locales that I grew up, whether it was like LA, Eagle Rock, or NoHo. And just to ultimately not only give back, but also have a chance to meet with and interact with this type of population. There's more older adults that are growing older now. And so I think as like Kadiwa or Binhi or as the young generation, I think it's also our responsibility to give back to our elders, but also make sure that we have those connections with our elders as well. Oftentimes we always kind of hang out with only people our age or people younger than us. And I think it's super important to give back to whether it's our parents or grandparents or even great grandparents if you're lucky enough to still have your great grandparents.
Oh wow, that's so nice, po, sister. So I know that you share that your grandparents you're inspired because of them. So what's the most rewarding part of your job? Or I mean it's not like a job for you because you know what you enjoy what you do.
I would say the most enjoyable experience is, well, in terms of activities, I would say that's the most fun part in terms of like care for older adults. I think that's why I was so interested in it. Um, I would say I find joy in knowing that the older adults I serve are feeling the joy that I like give unto them, whether it's just doing a little craft or planning an event with my fellow activity coordinators. So just seeing that at the end of the day that I'm forming these relationships with the seniors in the fellow community of Filipino Town is just super rewarding. And every day I would say lead with compassion and empathy, and you know looking at all these older adults from different walks of life. I see my grandparents in them, I see my great grandparents. Most are like immigrants from their own country, and I just see that connection, and it's a very rewarding experience.
And speaking of Sister Marker, I'm just curious though, because I haven't been to any of these events or
Mhm.
any activities, with the elderly. So can you share like some of the activities that you do? Like what do you do? Like what kind of activities or what kind of like crafts you said earlier? Yeah.
Of course. So in the summer, we did kind of like a big luau event in August. So we had like
Ooh.
a hula dancer and even
Wow.
um, uh, like a ukulele instructor come in and kind of teach our older adults how to either play the ukulele or hula dance. A lot of our older adults love dancing. And then we also, we do things like bingo, of course, loteria, which is, you know, kind of the same thing. We do different art scraps, whether it's like painting, decoupage. We even do a lot of pet therapy. So we get in
Mm.
contact with certain organizations that are either nonprofit to do that as well. Um, what else? There's just so many. I think it just depends on the month and the season and what's going on. Of course, I think this month in October, it's like breast cancer awareness. We were doing stuff in relation to that. And then next month, I believe it's we're going to emphasize like the Alzheimer's walk, Alzheimer's awareness, things of that nature.
Wow. So that it's definitely, jam packed with with all these activities. And it's to me it feels like very enjoyable for, for the people that you care, right? And those patients, those like for example, like those elderly people that that you are taking care of, because for those for some, it could be, maybe lonely, right? But then there are, it's great to have these activities just to have them feel excited, right? Or feel, have that fun in them, back again. So definitely it's very enjoyable just to hear these activities that they're having. My question to you is, like, what motivates you, to keep showing the care and the compassion every day, to to these people that obviously are growing in age, right? But what keeps you really motivated to to show to show this compassion to them?
I think for me, it's just them as the participants. Um, when I help them in an activity or they're kind of enjoying themselves in the activity or having fun, I think when my participants at the end of the day either thank me or find a way to thank me, I think that's just so fulfilling and rewarding, knowing that the work that I put out is something that is positively affecting their health, whether it's like emotional or like mental health. That's what we provide with activities in a PRACE program, is to kind of help with like you said, like the kind of social isolation aspect, the loneliness. Some of our, there's some people out there, some participants that may not have their family anymore, or they live with maybe like like a certain amount of their family members, and we're kind of their extended family. And so me and my colleagues and our fellow uh, activity coordinators and PCAs, like we're there as their extended family to help them have a brighter day, give them a sense of purpose, and make sure they're having fun.
That's very nice, Paul. So is there a touching experience or a moment that you can share that you made the right decision?
I would say a specific moment, well, in this field specifically, um, just hosting these types of like events and activities, or even just moments where I'm helping like one of my participants with making a bracelet and they need like a magnifying glass just to like help them see, like little moments like that where I can help them to make something that they're probably most likely they also give it to like their kids or their grandkids. um like having those moments for them to feel fulfilled in what they're creating and being creative and being artistic. I think those are the moments where it's definitely like makes me smile, makes them smile, and I have a good work day at the end of the day just from doing that, even though it might be tiring.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing, Sister Marker. So we're gonna get back to you. So we're just gonna read some YouTube comments from our live chat. So let's start off with Sister Priscilla Batan. She's waving. Hello po. And from Sheila Makutay, good morning po from my fellow brethren on behalf of our executive minister, Brother Eduardo Vimanalo. Very special this weekend. Happy birthday po, hashtag LA. From Carol Borja, good morning, brethren, from the local congregation of NoHo. And from Gab Barrientos, greetings, INC Radio Los Angeles. Tuning in from the INC Radio Orange County, California studio at the local of Anaheim, setting up for our upcoming broadcast. Thank you po. And from Mario Oka, happy watching here in the Philippines. Greetings from the local of Brixtonville, District of Caloocan North. Thank you po for watching. So anything else po, Brother Stefan?
Yes, we have our own brother Paul Warren Menyas. He says, hello, po. Thank you for tuning in from Oxnard. We have Sister Adrian Feliciano. She says, happy viewing from Los Angeles. We have Miko Reyes, showing some love, some hearts. We have we have my mom, Sister Elizabeth Honradi. She says, happy viewing po to all the brethren from the local Santa Clarita. We have Teresita Feliciano, which she says, advance happy birthday to our dear Mia. May you have bountiful and more blessings. Be happy and make our dear baby Ariel happy and company. Always. Thank you. Happy birthday, Sister Mia. And then we have, let's see what else. Oh, we have Sister Jackie Chenza from she says, good morning po, greetings to all, happy viewing po from the city of gorgeous roses from the local of Pasadena. Thank you so much. So again, thank you so much to all the brethren that have been that have been that have been tuning in and just showing the support. So continue to drop in your comments, your birthday shout outs. So yeah, definitely, just continue to tune into INCRadio Los Angeles. All right. So as we continue our our segment, for those that are just tuning in, we have our sister. Also, before we go, we have we have another birthday celebrant. We have our assistant choir director birthday that was just yesterday. So happy birthday to you, brother AJ Riotatars. Happy belated birthday. His birthday was just yesterday. Also, happy belated birthday to Sister Jackie Chenza. So we have October birthdays, as well as, of course, happy belated birthday to my mom as well. She just celebrated her birthday as well this month. So again, so much October birthdays today or this month. So happy birthday for those that are celebrating the birthdays this month. As we continue on into our broadcast, we are, if for those that are just tuning in, we are speaking with Sister Marikar, which is a which works with the elderly, and is part of a program where she makes these activities. She works with them, and it's definitely inspiring, right? My question to you, Sister Marikar, is why do you think kindness and compassion are so important, especially in today's world?
I think with what's going on now with the world, with kind of all that we see in the news, I think it's always important to lead with compassion and kindness, and to always have empathy for those that you might not easily relate to. I think as young people, it's hard for certain people to have empathy for other age groups. And I think, be, you know, due to the people that I work with and to the people that I service and to kind of what I studied in school, I found empathy for older adults, not just like my grandparents or the older adults that I see, the booklet in my own locale. But I think it's always important to lead with kindness and, of course, empathy. Just, it might be hard to step into, I think, older adults' shoes, as young people, but at the end of the day, we're all gonna get older, and I think that's the main thing. Like we're gonna be like them one day. We're gonna have, hopefully we'll all be buklod and be strong in our duties and look over the Kadiwa and Binhi as well.
Yeah,
Yes, of course.
exactly. Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree with what you said, because obviously, you know, we especially with kindness and compassion, those are just two different, I mean, two important traits to to carry, as a person, as an individual. So definitely in this world, we all need all the love that we need. So definitely agree with you, Ate
Yes.
Jo.
So, for you po, Sister Maricar, what are some simple ways people can show care for others in their daily lives?
For me, so it doesn't even have to be through your occupation or your job. If you're been here, even CWS, even participating in INC events, like that's a form of volunteering and giving back to the community within your own district. But also volunteering, find places to volunteer, whether it's the local library or your local hospital, even childcare centers, or even a summer camp during the summer. That's how I kind of found my love for volunteering. Was also looks good on a college application. In high school, I volunteered at Glenelg Venice Hospital, and then I volunteered in a summer camp in Koreatown. So I was all over LA volunteering and giving back to the community, whether it was for patients, older adults, young children. So servicing different types of age groups and giving to different parts of the LA community. So I think that's, different ways that we can contribute no matter what age that we are, or even just, excuse me, even just cleaning your local chapel. Like that's giving back to your community. So
Um, that is a good point. Like, so, all those beanies and kadiwas, make sure to clean the chapel. My next question to you is, how does helping others, like I know you mentioned this before, but how does helping others also help you grow as a person? Right? Like I remember you mentioned earlier that it's well, every time that you do your work, because when you're passionate about your work, it's just like it's something that you really love, right? And what are, like, how does this help you grow as a person, as you grow up and as you continue to do your job?
for me, it helped me figure out what I wanted to do in terms of a career and how I wanted to grow in my career. I knew I wanted to stick to activities and grow in that aspect of event planning and such. But also, when I volunteered in high school with children, patients, and older adults, that as a high schooler, you're kind of trying to figure out what you want to do in life, what you want to study, and doing those services, community service opportunities, and having different aspects of it in different parts of LA made me see what I wanted to study, what degree I wanted to go into. And I think like having community service as a way to figure out what you want to do for the future is a great way to, like I said, not only add it to a college app, but um, uh, have, a sense of purpose. During times where you feel like you might not be doing anything. I did those especially in the summers between my years in high school or between college and such. So also a great way, like I said, to give back to the community.
Oh wow, thank you for that, Sister Marker. So do you have anything, Brother Stefan, to add on before I do the last question?
No. Also, like actually, my follow-up question is that, like, I know there are some, like I know you mentioned, there are different ways to, uh, to reach out to the community, right? Like for those that are, for those that want to, follow, this career path, right? Like, what are some ways to get yourself in, to help in, or to even start in this program?
Yes. So, in terms of working with older adults, I would say you can get in touch with your local, like, adult day centers or even like senior living communities, especially here in LA where it's good weather. There's a lot, and a lot of them in their activity departments love to take volunteers, and that's a great way to kind of work with the older population. I know from our locale, we specifically have even Bible studies at our local um, adult day centers or certain retirement communities. So that's also a good way if your locale happens to do Bible studies or some sort of propagation work in those communities as well. I would say the library has, like I said, has LAPL has great sources to work with older adults, or even if you don't really want to step out of your home, there are resources where you can do it virtually. You can there's organizations, nonprofits out there that work with older adults, and you as a they connect them with either students and either do kind of like telephone visits to kind of help fight social isolation and loneliness. So there's different avenues if you want to do it in person versus virtual. So there's definitely different resources out there.
So speaking of volunteering, Sister Marker, so when you were volunteering before, were you alone or were you with your friends or with your um yeah, are you alone or with someone?
Colleagues,
Because
coworkers.
that's my one question, because sometimes you're shy to be like going there volunteering alone. So were you alone that time?
No, usually when it comes to big organizations, it's like there's an interview process with volunteering and things like that, kind of like a job.
Yeah.
So when I volunteered in the hospital, like I went through that process. And so there were other fellow high school students that I eventually became friends with if we specifically volunteered in a certain department or if we volunteered in a certain area of the hospital, we worked together. So it's not just like by ourselves.
Yeah.
And then from when I volunteered in a summer camp, my friend actually, who was in charge of the summer camp in high school, he referred me. So it was a bunch of us from my high school community. Like we came together and like we came together in Koreatown and helped during the summer camp. So I wasn't alone. I think it's good to have your friends with you or to even make friends. Like it's a good opportunity to meet other people from different walks of life, whether the volunteers are your age or not. So that was like my experience.
Thank you for that, Sister Marker. So, why is it important to participate and be involved in activities in the church in helping our fellow man?
I would say it's important to help out our fellow men, whether it's through your work or through INC giving events, or even just like I said, cleaning the chapel and helping your community. Um, I think it's important to give back to the community, but also to give back to our Lord God and to give back to our fellow officers. And of course, there's different aspects on how we can volunteer, for people of different ages or different abilities. Like we might not be able to clean the chapel or might not be able to like like today in LA donate blood because we might, due to health issues. But I think just being there to support and to even just spread the news of certain INC giving events or even um, things to do around the chapel to give back to the community, to give back to God is incredibly important, but also rewarding. At the end of the day, we use the chapel to serve our Lord God. We use it to perform our duties. We use it for INC events, CDS events. So just giving back to the community and that in that aspect.
All right. So thank you so much to Sister Marikar for that. And definitely we learned a lot, right? So, definitely, I'm inspired. It makes me want to, plan a weekend, just to, you know, you know, just to give back to the community, even, maybe, visit like maybe visit like a senior citizen center, right? To just to maybe walk and to really just just to talk with them, right? And so definitely it's given me a different light on giving back to the community and showing our acts of kindness, right? So for those, again, for those that are eligible or also available today, don't forget we have our Care for Humanity today and our blood drive. So this is the reason why we are doing this, because we want to show our kindness. We want to show our compassion to our community, right? And to really give back to what they need, right? So for those that are available, we have our blood drive that is happening today until 2 p.m. So they will be happening at the Los Angeles Chapel. So again, thank you so much to Sister Marika. Do you have any shout outs before we go?
Like I said, shout out to my grandparents and my tita in Eagle Rock. And then of course my mom for always commenting on on these INC radio events when either I'm here or mostly when my sister's here.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
so thank you for that, Sister Marker. And of course, don't forget, tomorrow we will be having our evangelical mission at the Belmont High. And of course, also our Unity Games. Stay tuned for that. So, unfortunately, we will need to close our show. But before that, thank you so much to all the brethren, especially to those from the District of Los Angeles County, California, who continue to support and watch us every single week. Thank you so much, po. And thank you once again to all the ministers and workers from the District of Los Angeles County, California. Thank you to Ka Andrew Makadangdang, our District Multimedia Advisor, Ka Pierre Perez, our District CFO Overseer, Ka Ferdy De Dios, our Assistant District Minister, and Ka Jun Pilun Jr., our District Minister.
All right. So before we go to our second half of our thank yous, we also would like to greet a special actually happy birthday greeting to brother Sergio Reyes. He is celebrating his birthday tomorrow, and then as well as also, of course, we have a happy birthday to brother Ivan Capistrano, who will be celebrating his birthday on Monday. So definitely happy birthday to those two brothers as well. So a lot of birthday greetings for October. So October is a good month. It's a good month. So again, thank you so much to our Kuya Tech, to our executive producer Kuya Manly Andaya, to our station manager to Kawali Taray. Also a happy birthday to him as well, to our to Kawali. And then as well as to a special thank you to our Deputy Executive Minister, Brother Angelo Manalo. And also a very special thank you and a happy birthday to our Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo. Thank you so much for all that you do. So that being said, that is the end of our broadcast. So again, thank you so much to our listeners, to our viewers at home, for those that also joined us in our broadcast this morning. Again, thank you so much for all the support, and of course, I hope you all learned something when it comes to giving back to our community, showing acts of kindness. Just literally, just again, like what we said, clean our chapels, So because we all want to show kindness to everyone. So definitely, thank you so much. So with that being said, as we continue to show more laughter, more fun, and more LAC. Happy birthday, Brother Silas.
Advance happy birthday, Mia.